So about 3 years ago, I started a series on this channel where I would take a step back and give myself a budget and then choose what fragrances I would buy to build up my collection with that budget. So for today, we're going to be taking a look at the fragrances I would buy if I was starting from scratch and I only had $250 to spend. And what's cool about this type of video idea is obviously when you're starting out with collecting and you don't really know anything about fragrances, that money very well might go to waste because you don't really know exactly what you're purchasing. I'm definitely not an expert, never claimed to be, but by this point I've got a pretty good understanding of the market, what's good, what isn't so good, and so this is kind of where I would recommend a beginner to put their money on a budget. So there's a couple different ways you could do this video here. You could knock it out in one swing with buying a couple fragrances, right, some more expensive things, but I didn't really want to do it that way. I kind of wanted to focus on a little bit more volume here, just so that way you have more versatility in the long run. So we actually end up with 7 fragrances here that you can get for right at about $250. So I will provide links to these down below. It's imperative that you shop through discounters in order to meet this budget. If you were buying these at retail, you would only be able to pick up like 2 of them. Also, I'm posting deals on my community tab every day. If you want to save money in this hobby, that's going to be the place you want to be, so you can pick things up at some of the best prices online. And also, one cool thing that I'm starting is an emailing list for those deals. So if you're someone that ends up missing those deals a lot, you're not on YouTube often, you miss the community posts, I will have a link down below where you can sign up to my mailing list, and every time I put a deal out over on the community tab, I will also throw it out to my email subscribers as well. Nothing's going to change on the community tab, that's still going to be going full force, but if you don't want to miss out and maybe you check your email more often than YouTube, that's going to be the place to be. So get subscribed to that, and hopefully that'll help a lot of you guys out that maybe has been missing out. Okay, we're going to start it off with a blue fragrance. I had to put one in here, and one of the most affordable ones that you can get currently on the market that also still has great performance is going to be Versace Dylan Blue. So you can get 100 milliliter bottles of this, which is this size right here, testers with a cap just like this for $43, which when you break this one down, that is one of the best buys on the market that you can make, in my opinion, for a men's scent. I mean, you get great performance out of this one. I'm talking 10 plus hours consistently. It's fresh, but with a little bit of a sweet touch and a slight bit of a smokiness. So it has a lot of versatility that can be used for a multitude of situations. Basically, this is kind of everything you need all wrapped up into one. And this could be serving as your daily beater, your just versatile tool, just something that you keep in the toolbox all the time. It's kind of like having a pocket knife, right? This will work for a multitude of different situations that you may not even think of. So yeah, blue fragrance, you got to have it. And in my opinion, Dylan Blue, one of the best you can get out there while kind of keeping it on a budget here. You know, you could have put in a Sauvage or a Bleu de Chanel, but then you're going to be wiping out $100, $130 right there, right off the bat. I didn't really want to do that. Next up, we have Halloween Man X. Now, this is also a tester, and you can get 100 ml full presentation for $40. And if testers are in stock, they will usually be around $35. And again, they do come with a cap. At the time of me shooting this video, I'm not seeing any testers showing up. The best price I'm seeing, 100 ml full presentation, $40, which honestly, that's still a great deal. Now, this one does have coffee. It's got whiskey, tonka bean. Of those notes, I think the whiskey and tonka bean shine through the most. You do get hints of kind of a roasted coffee note in the dry down. It's very sweet, great for the fall and winter season coming up, and it's going to be more for the cooler season in general. But within the cooler season, it's going to have a lot of versatility. You could wear it maybe slightly dressed up a little bit, although there might be some better options. And then also casual wear will work really well for this one. It's a really nice, affordable scent that has decent quality for the price, decent performance as well, and honestly, just one you got to have around. Next one, we have Bois d'Ambre by KARL Lagerfeld. 100 ml bottles go for $29. This is a 50 ml here. I recommend you not to buy this size because the price per ml works out substantially in the favor of the 100 ml bottle. This is only the one that was available to me when I was purchasing, so I just went for it. Realistically, I'm not going to burn through this anytime soon, so I picked it up for the videos, but get the 100 ml if you can. It's currently in stock down below. Again, $29, 100 ml, great price. So this one actually smells a little bit like Dolce & Gabbana The One. So it has some cardamom, a good dose of cedar wood in here, and a lot of amber. And the amber kind of woodiness is really what makes it smell similar to The One. Not an exact clone. There are some differences, mainly being you don't really pick up on too much of a tobacco accord out of this one. That being said, still does have some similarities and maybe could be more so similar to the one Royal Night, which also doesn't have tobacco. Now the point is, this one is going to be much more affordable than those other fragrances I was mentioning, and also when you factor in the performance to price ratio, it's significantly better than Dolce & Gabbana The One. Usually going to be paying about $60 for that one, maybe more for the exclusive editions, and some of those don't really give you much in return in terms of performance, especially the EDT and the EDP. This one, while it's not a beast mode scent either, it is a lot better of a deal when you factor in the price point. Again, we're not talking the same fragrance here, and the one still is worth it, but when you're on this much of a budget, personally, I would put your money here. Okay, next up we have MISSONI PARFUM. So this is kind of just the original here. 100 ml bottle, $40, okay? And these do come with a magnetic cap, which really, you just gotta love that. When you're spending this type of money and you're on a budget, it's cool to have something that feels a little bit premium. No, that's not the reason why I picked this one for the video though, don't worry. I picked this one because it's a really, really nice, versatile scent. And again, kind of going back to Dylan Blue, I think in this price point, you do want to focus on versatility because you're not really picking up that many things. I mean, 7 is a good amount, but you want to be able to kind of switch these out. That way you're not wearing the same thing every day or the same 2 things every day. It's going to give you a lot of variety. And so this one here has grapefruit, birch, some other woods. It gets compared to Bleu de Chanel kind of in the fragrance space. I don't really think it's all that similar, definitely not a clone, maybe in a similar scent profile, maybe somewhat. People see the birch kind of grapefruit accord and they just immediately think, oh, it's Bleu de Chanel because it has grapefruit and it's a little bit smoky, but I think there's a little bit more to it than that. I actually think this one's a little bit sweeter, it's a little bit heavier and just kind of a different scent profile overall. Regardless of that, it's still a great scent, especially at this price point. It's very impressive stuff. Okay, this next one, I'm gonna double check my price, but I believe it's $26. Yep, ROCHAS Man. Now, it's $26 for a 100 ml tester like this, and the testers do come with the cap. You can get full presentation, and I think it's like 33 or 35, which personally to me it just makes sense to get this one. And you got to think about it too, these have to come with the cap because if they didn't, this would just not be able to sit up. It would have to lay like this on your shelf or on your bathroom counter, which is where non-fragrance people put their fragrances. I'm definitely not recommending you to keep it in your bathroom, but realistically, that's where these things end up. And so that just wouldn't work. So they kind of had to throw the cap on there for the testers. So that's pretty cool. Honestly, just save your money and get the tester. This one's all about the cappuccino accord, and it smells fantastic. If you want a realistic coffee scent, not Halloween Man X, which isn't really all that much coffee, but this one is, then go for this one here. On a budget, you are going to be hard pressed to find another coffee scent that is as good as this one. Now, it actually smells a little bit like Killian's Intoxicated, which is a coffee cardamom scent. That one is $160, $170 at discounters. At retail, it's like $220 or $250 or something. You're getting insane savings here. And while it's not exactly the same, put you in a similar ballpark for basically next to nothing. Really, really nice one for the fall and winter time. A little bit gourmand, it's cozy, it's sexy. Would be a great date night scent. Okay, second to last. This one here is gonna be for a guy who wants something a little bit more traditionally masculine. If you're not gonna be rocking with the sweet stuff that I've been mentioning, then don't worry, I've got some alternatives for you as well. Bentley for Men Absolute. So I'm gonna get out my cheat sheet here. I believe $32, let's see. Yep, exactly. $32 for a tester. Again, testers are coming with caps on these. I don't remember what exactly it is for full presentation, 36, 39, 40, something like that. Personally, if you can get the cap and you want the cap, then just get the tester. So what is this one about? Well, it's all about the cedarwood, the pink pepper, and the papyrus. So it's a very dry, smoky, and woody scent with a little bit of an earthy tone in here, but it is, again, it's masculine to the highest degree. Not your typical blue fragrance, not your typical aquatic. It even has like this rum whiskey accord off the top that you get. Very much a man's scent. And if you want something that's going to set yourself apart from a lot of the other trendy scents out there that a lot of guys are going to be wearing, that you would just kind of walk into Sephora and pick up at retail, this is not that. It's very unique and it's going to set you apart. And when you also factor in performance and uniqueness and the price, of course, this is a great pickup. And last up, we'll end this with kind of a clone-ish type of thing. This and the fragrance that it smells similar to came out in the same year, so who really knows which came first? Really doesn't matter. The point is, I guess we can just look at this one as an affordable alternative. So this is AZZARO Chrome Extreme, and this smells quite a bit similar actually to Acqua di Gio Profondo. Similar colored blue bottle and all. This one has orange, sea notes, and it also has some of those mineral notes smells that Profondo has, although not nearly as much. This is definitely going to be a more stripped back and designer version. Obviously they are both designers, but Profondo has a little bit more of a unique appeal to it, whereas this one is going to be a little bit more entry level, a little bit more for the masses in general. But it still does give you a similar vibe to that one at about half the price. This is, I believe, $43. Okay, that's what you can get this one for. A tester is a little bit less, although they do not come with a cap, so just something to be aware of. I think this stuff is great. Talked about it a good amount this summer, and again, if you're on a budget, you want a unique aquatic scent that you don't smell every day, something that's different than AZZARO Chrome, even though it is a flanker, it's different than just all of your other run-of-the-mill aquatics, even different than the original Acqua di Gio. You just want something refreshing and different for the warmer weather. Granted, we're not there right now, but this one's very crisp, and you can wear it in the wintertime. Honestly, put your money here and check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for me. If I was a beginner, these are the fragrances I would buy if I was on a $250 budget. Now, depending how well this video was received this go around, maybe I'll do it again, bump it up to 500 and feature some completely different things that I haven't talked about in any of these other budget videos if you guys are interested. So we'll provide links to these down below, to discounters, and again, if you want to get the best deals that you possibly can on scents, on fragrances, check out my community tab or just hit the link down below and sign up to my mailing list, and you can start getting those deals delivered straight to your inbox every day, all day. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.